Welcome to Coach's Corner, Cat fans, and thanks for joining me on this Wednesday night, I guess. Week 11 already, playoff, bonus pay. I call it bonus pay. Each week on the scouting report, I always say payday 1, payday 2, and then in the playoffs, I always put on there bonus pay number 1. And hopefully we get 5 bonus pays. But we'll see. We got to take it one at a time and see what we can do. We do have a home game this week, playing the Bethel Bees out near Tip City. And so they're 9-1 coming in. The game is on at 7:30 on Friday. All tournament games are on Friday this year. All divisions are on Friday until the finals. Well, there'll be some Friday and Saturday, and I think even one Thursday. But so that's unique, and so there'll be interesting enough different stadiums and maybe and enough refs and things like that to accommodate all the different games because they're all on Friday nights. But before we get to Bethel, let's recap the Delphus game. Unfortunately, we lost 12-7 in a rain-soaked, wet, poured down rain the whole game, the entire game. Tough surface. Once we, it looked all right before the game, but by the time we got going and got into the game, it got kind of sloppy. But it was a frustrating loss, disappointing loss. They on their 2 scoring drives, one drive they had a 3rd and a 15 and threw a pass up and we had 5 guys around there. A guy came through and caught it. We had a face mask. Later on that drive and they finally punched it in. We come right back and score, go up 7-6. And then right before half, we threw an interception on our own 5, and the guy ran it to the 1, and they scored. And we just couldn't get it done in the second half. We had some opportunities. Obviously, if you followed it at all, we had a 1st and goal on the 5 there in the last minute and a half, and we ran a couple plays, and then probably second-guessed myself 50 times this week on whether or not just to run it up in there 2 more times. And I elected to throw a pass that we've thrown all year after year. It's always been a good short yardage play, and Sammy slipped in the mud, and so we ended up with a 4th and 8, and then we again threw another one of our staple plays, and the linebacker made a nice play and tipped it away. So disappointing and frustrating, but also the defense really played really well. I think we gave up 40 yards the second half and 140 for the game, and we had about 220, I think. But not good enough. Not good enough. Didn't make enough plays. We always talk about that, about Coldwater historically being a big play team, and we didn't make them. So we come off with a loss. I'm on the scouting report this week, along with the bonus pay. I had a bounce back. How are we going to bounce back? How are we going to respond to the situation? It's our second season, so to speak, and I guess sometimes when we talk about 3 seasons, the preseason, the regular season, and max season, and then certainly the playoffs now. And so as we look forward to Bethel coming in at 7:30 this Friday, I'm looking forward to getting back out there and getting that bad taste out of our mouth. Although the JVs won 28-0 last week against a good Delphus JV team, so that made me feel better and got that bad taste out of the mouth. But back to Bethel, they come in at 9-1. They come in with an offense that is more of a run offense. I'm going to guess 70 to 30% probably. They prefer to run. And they run the option. So the biggest concern is always when you play an option team, because you don't see that many of them anymore, is taking care of your responsibility. So we talked about all week. Do your job first. Your job first. If you got the dive, you take the dive. If you got the quarterback, take the quarterback. If you got the pitch, take the pitch. And the hard part of that is you get nosy and you get looking around and looking back in the backfield, and all of a sudden you think the fullback's got it and the quarterback's keeping it and things like that. So discipline. Doing your job, discipline is going to be huge in stopping the Bees this week when they run that option attack at us. So that's going to be the key. If we can stop them and get them into a throwing game, then we'll be in good shape. Defensively, they're very, very basic. One of the most basic teams I've seen all year, maybe the most basic, with a 4-3 defense. At least that's what we've seen in the 3 games, and don't seem to blitz a lot, but you never know. They could change and see what other teams maybe have done against us. And so hopefully we can. Hopefully the weather will be good. That certainly will help us. If the weather's better, as far as because as you know, we like to throw and run both. And last week certainly that didn't help us. But you know what? That's part of the game. That's part of what makes football fun. The weather conditions, whether it's windy, rainy, cold, snowy, that's all part of it, and you have to deal with it. And if you don't deal with it well, like we didn't deal with it great last week, well, then you go home with a loss. So hopefully we can respond. I think our field will be okay if it doesn't rain the next couple days. So looking forward to the challenge. The Bethel Bees coming to town, 7:30. All games are Friday nights this year. Looking forward to seeing you.